Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Curious About Kakuro. This week we're carrying on from the last episode and we're now getting up into the more advanced puzzles. So you should have a bit more experience and a bit more confidence in working these things out. We're still working on a 9 by 11 hard puzzle, and in the next episode I'll probably step it up another level to get into the challenging things. So I'll carry on through as we normally do and see if this puzzle spits out any anomalies or any things that I can show you that's out of the ordinary that may help you to solve your puzzles. So let's start from the top here again. 26, I know that it can't be a 1 in there. 2 is the smallest number. We'll start with the easy ones here. 17, this can only be 8 or 9. This can only be 8 or 9. 20, there's 16 can only be 7 and 9. This can only be a 7 or a 9. Okay, 13 can't be 1, 2, or 3. 5 is the smallest number that can go in there. So it can only be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That may give us clues to the other side, but I'll work it on the way down. So it can only be 1, 2, 3 for 6. This can only be 1, 2, 3. This can only be 1, 2, 3. 16 can only be 7 or 9. On this side, I know this has to be the 7. We've now established our first number. It can't be 9, because if it was 9, then we would only be looking at 4 to make up 13. And the 1, 2, 3 is the smallest you can get in the 3 squares. So being 7, I know that 6 is remaining, so it has to be 1, 2, 3. That has to be the 3. That has to be the 2. And this has to be the 1. So that's a good little set of numbers to get there. So because it's 7, I know that that is the 9. Being the 3, I know now that this is the 9. Being 2, this has to add up to 24, which is 7, 8, 9. Again, we've got 13, so I know that that has to be the 7. This has to be the 8 because it can't be the 9. And this is the 9. Now with the 23, I know that this has to be the 6. We've got 6, 8, 9. With it being the 7, I know that this has to be 6, 1, 2, 3 to get up to the 13. Because this is 20, I know that that has to be the 3, because 1 and 2 is too small to go in there. This has to be the 2, and this has to be the 1. Because this is 3, it's got to be 8 and 9. That has to be the 8. This is the 9. 9 and 4 is 13, which can only be 1 and 3. I've already got the 1 here, so that has to be 3 and 1. 18 now becomes 17, which can only be 8 and 9. I know 8 can't go there. That's got to be 8, 9, and this is 7. Okay, let me look at the verticals there. Being 30, that 4 runs with no options can only be 6, 7, 8, or 9. So the only number that can go there is 6. This can't be 6, 7, or 8, so it has to be 9. So this has to be the 7. 6, 7, 8, 9. 7 and 3 makes 10, which can only be 1 or 2. This can only be 1 or 2. So being 3, this can only be 1 or 2. Now here's a good little thing here to look at. If this is a 1, then it's 24, which can only be 7, 8, 9. If it was a 2, it would have to be 6, 8, 9. Well, we can't have that because we've already got the 7, so I know this has to be the 1. That has to be the 8. This has to be the 1. And this has to be the 2. Okay, so 6 means that this is 1. I know that this can only be then 1, 2, 3, 4. So this can't be 3, so this can only be 2 or 4. So this can only be 2 or 4. This can be 2, 3, 4. And this can be 2, 3, 4. Okay, anything else that can come to fruition down here? 6, I know it can't be 2. Now let's work vertically. 22, I know that's got to be a 5. 21, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is all that can go in there. So I know this can be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2 can only be 4, 5, or 6. 1. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. It can't be 5 or 6 because across here we're only looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can put those in 1, 2, 3, 4. This can only be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're only missing 2 numbers here, so let's work this out. 6 and 1 is 7, 10, 12 and 20. So we're looking at 11. 2 numbers adding up to 11. So it can't be 1, can't be 2, can't be 3. So it could be 4 or 7. This could be 4, 7, because it can't be 7 in there, 4. It can't be 5 and 6, can't be 6 and 5, can't be 7. So that's what it has to be. So we've got 7 and now 4. That cannot be 4. This can only be 2 or 3. Okay, 7 and 9 is 24. 24 means this is 7, which is 1, 2, 4. So that has to be the 4. This has to be the 2. This is the 1. Because this is 4, this has to be the 9. So this can be 6, 8, 9. So 6, 8, 6, 8. Because this is a 2, it's got to be 24, which is 7, 8, 9. Can't be 6. So it has to be 8 and 6. So this is 7 and 9. This could be 7 or 9. Can't be 9 because we've got the 1. It has to be the 3 and the 7. So the only place a 9 can go is here with the 2. And that's solved already, basically the bottom half of this puzzle. So let's carry on. 1, 2, 3, 21. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they can be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 14. Okay, so we've got 5, 6, 8, 9. 5, 6, 8, 9 and 16. 9 and 7 is 16. 9 and 5 is 4. That has to be the 7. This has to be the 9. So this can't be 9. That can't be 9. This cannot be 5. Okay, 7 and 9 already is 16, so that can't be 9. If that can't be 9, this can't be 5. 7 and 8 is 15, so it can't be that. The only number it can be is the 6, which means that this has to be the 8. 8 and 9 is 17, meaning this has to be the 3. 6 and 7 is 13, and 3, which can only be 1 or 2. This can only be 1 or 2. Now, because this is 9 and 6, this can only be the 2. This has to be the 1. This is the 2. 2 means this is 8. 987, this has to be the 9. So 9, 10, 11 is 1, 2. So this has to be 2 and 1. Can't be 1. Can't be 1. So we've got a matching pair 2, 3. This cannot be the 2, so it's got to be 3. 2. This can't be 2 or 3, so it's the 1. 1 cannot go on this row. 1 cannot go here. So we're now just eliminating for the finish here. This cannot be 2 or 3, so it has to be 4. This can't be 2, 3 or 4. So we've got 5 and 6. Because this is 4, this cannot be 4. This cannot be 4. It's got to be 2 and 4. That one cannot be 4. This cannot be 2, so this is a 3. 3 means that this has to be 2. So I've now got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 4, 5, 6, and 6 is 12, so this has to be the 5. So this can't be 4 or 5, so that has to be 6 and 7. So this can't be 4, 5, 6. This can't be 4, 5, 6. So we're looking at just 1, 2, 3 left. 2 means this has to be the 3. 3 means that's got to be the 2. This can't be 2 or 3, so it's the 1. Okay, 7 from 22 is 12, 15 can't be, it has to be 6 and 9. So 6 or 9, this can only be 6 or 9. Because it's 2, it's got to be 7, 8, 9, so that's the 9. This has to be the 8, and this has to be the 7, making this the 2. Because that's 9, that has to be the 6. Because that is 6, because that is 8, sorry, that has to be the 9. That is all squares filled in. That should be a hard puzzle solved in 11 minutes and 14 seconds. So next time we will step it up to the more difficult puzzles, which will be at the difficult level, and we'll see if that shows up any more challenges for us. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye.